In Canada, the minimum required insurance is $200,000. $200,000, just north of us, Canada. How many people driving around out here in America have $200,000 in coverage? Very, very, very few. So here in Ohio, the minimum required coverage is $25,000. Ironically enough, what we pay for insurance at $25,000 minimum coverage and what they pay for $200,000 minimum coverage is about the same. That's interesting, isn't it? So why do you insure yourself for more? Well, if I don't know what the average cost of a hospital stay is. I mean, I've not done any research on that, but I see clients all the time, they're in a crash, they get taken to the hospital, and they end up being kept overnight. And by the time you get the bill for the ambulance, the bill for the emergency room, the bill for the doctor at the emergency room, the bill for the radiology, and any other testing they perform, it's well over $25,000. So if the person that hit you only has $25,000, you've spent all that money in the first day. And you think, well, okay, I have health insurance. My health insurance is going to cover it. Yes, your health insurance will cover it. But guess what? Your health insurance company wants their money back. And the health insurance often has the right to step in front of you in line and take that $25,000. So when you step up in line, the insurance company for the responsible person for the collision says, we're out of money, sorry. Okay? You think, well, that doesn't seem right. You're paying for your auto insurance, you're paying for your health insurance coverage, so that one of your insurance companies can pay the other insurance company, and you're the one that's been paying for both of them, and you're the one that's left out in the wind. So they're not protecting you. You have to protect you. And the only way you can protect you is make sure you have enough insurance of your own to cover what you think you're worth. Because if you're not insuring yourself for what you think you're worth, you can't rely on the other person to have enough insurance coverage to cover you. So you need to have what is known as, in your auto coverage, uninsured and underinsured coverage. Uninsured covers you in case the person who hits you has no insurance. And let's face it, the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles, their own stats say about 1 in every 5 drivers has no insurance. So if the next 5 cars come down the road, one of them has no insurance. So if the person has no insurance, what are you going to get from them? Yes, you can sue them. Yes, you can get a piece of paper that says you have a judgment for whatever, millions of dollars, but they're not, unless they have the wherewithal to write a check for that, you're never going to see it. So uninsured motorist covers you if someone has no insurance. Underinsured means that your coverage will cover you from whatever amount they have up to what you have. So if they have state minimum limits of $25,000 in coverage and you have a $500,000 policy, there's another $475,000 then available to you under your underinsured coverage. Those are the important coverages in your policy. That's the only coverage in your policy that actually covers you. You are buying coverage to protect you, your family, people in your car, from things that happen from anybody else out there. It is also really not that expensive because the vast majority of collisions, it's a fender bender, there's not a lot of damage and there's not a lot of medical bills and it can get covered. But when things go bad, they tend to go really bad and people have horrendous injuries. And all of a sudden, their life is upside down because they have no income and they have a bunch of medical bills and they can't do what they used to do. That's why, it's always important to make sure you're insuring yourself for what you think you're worth, because you can't rely on somebody else.